G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for being here and watching my content. As always, it is my pleasure and privilege to talk about the greatest sporting event ever, the Rugby World Cup. Yes, this is the Rugby World Cup quarterfinals. This is the tipping end of the competition. This is the business. This is the real deal. This is what we've all been waiting for 4 years. Wales versus Argentina. Yes, this will be an interesting match to say the least. Wales has advanced out of the pool C in the number 1 position. You know, C stands for absolute cunt. Say that word on YouTube. So yes, congratulations to Wales of making out of that. They were quite impressive in the pool stage. 3 out of 3 games, won all of their games quite comfortably, except for the first one against Fiji, where they were, in a bit of a pickle all the way till the end. But out of that, they were quite easy, breeze through, burn, destroyed Australia, 40 points to 6, and quite comfortably beat Georgia. Many believe that, one of the top teams are looking to get into Six Nations. Beat Georgia quite comfortably with their third starting fly half, some young kid, can't even remember his name. But yeah, so really impressive performance by Wales. They're against Argentina. Argentina has been struggling a lot. It has been on and off. The performance has just been inconsistent for Argentina, to be frank. And they lost to England in the opening match, where England beat Argentina without scoring a single try. But yeah, so Argentina was able to beat Japan in the final game, a very close match as well, to advance to the quarterfinals as the number 2 seed from Pool D. So yeah, this game is going to be refereed by the world famous, let's get the match details, by the world famous Piper-Yonka combination. Okay? Piper-Yonka. Okay? Oh, Carl Dixon is here too. Oh my lord. So in case you don't know who Jacko Piper is, he is the only one and only South African referee at the Rugby World Cup, or on-field referee. Marius Jonker is the only TMO, South African TMO, in the box. So these two guys has been a very long term, what do you call it? A very long term partnership, I guess. And both referees have been involved in various controversial decisions. And so yes, the Piper-Yonka combination is one that a lot of people fear it's very feared in the world of rugby, okay? So Piper has been infamously being the one that got Johnny Sexton. I guess Johnny Sexton got himself suspended just before the Rugby World Cup in the Champions Cup finals, where Jaco Piper was the referee, and apparently, yeah, he called Jaco Piper a disgrace. Can't get the big decisions right. Yeah, so Johnny Sexton has some pretty strong feelings about Jaco Piper. This was spoken to Piper after the game, and led to Sexton being suspended. And Jaco Piper was also at the quarterfinals in the Wales versus France game 4 years ago, which was quite interesting because that was again where one of the French players got a red card for throwing an elbow, and and that was in favor of Wales. So is that gonna play into this game again? Is Wales gonna have a good result as because of Piper being on the field? Who knows? Yonko has been much better in his performance as a TMO, in my opinion. He used to be really likes to get himself. He used to assert himself a lot into the referee. He's been a lot better in the Rugby World Cup. At least he's following the guidelines these days, and it's not nothing too crazy. Like like what people like maybe from the Lions tour, for instance. Nothing like that anymore. So I'm not too worried about the TMO performance or the referee performance this game, despite all that trash I just said about both of them. They're all both actually quite professional, to be honest. So the results between the two teams in recent times, Argentina struggled quite a lot. Yeah. Forget about all these older ones. The most recent couple, Argentina, this tour to Cardiff in 2021 may look like a success. That was against basically like a C team, a Welsh C team, because this was the Lions tour, and obviously, Dan Biggar, Alan Wynne Jones, a lot of the Welsh players were on tour. So Argentina was basically playing against the B team, C team in some cases, and yeah, still had a draw. So they should have blown the Welsh team out quite easily in that in those games. And last year, again in the spring tour, Argentina was just not performing. Looked tired. The whole team looked tired. Uh, and yeah, just like Wales, Argentina had a coach change, but happened at the end of 2021. Michael Cheika took over in 2020, at the start of 2022. He was the assistant coach already, so he knows the ins and outs of the Argentinian side. Prior to becoming the full-time head coach, I think the old one, the old guy was named Ladesma or Ladesma, I think his name was. And then yeah, he basically resigned at the end of 2021 due to a horrendous season. Wales. So yeah, let's just look at that. So at the end of yeah, you can see that at the end of 2021, an absolute horrendous season. Um, so up to here, where Ireland, the last game, Ireland game where they got blown out. That's when the Ledesma resigned and Michael Cheika took over. Well, Michael Cheika has found a quite a few very important successes, like beating Australia, beating New Zealand in New Zealand the first time ever, and then and then still the performance is not consistent enough. Beating England in the spring tour, which was quite impressive, and then just losing to Wales and Scotland in the following matches. Hasn't same thing with the recent times, just not on and off. So which Argentinian team is going to show up? We're not sure, but the consistency is definitely an issue. We'll have to talk about the players in a minute. Wales also had a pretty horrendous 2022 last year, which resulted in Wayne Pivac, the coach, being fired. Yeah, at the end of the season, and Warren Gatlin getting recalled. The Warren Goatland, has been recalled to save the team, and he has had a big struggle in the Six Nations, only beating Italy, I think it was. Actually, no, they beat England, actually. Wait, did they beat England? I thought they only beat Italy. Yeah, so they beat England and Italy in the Six Nations. Still quite a bit of a struggle in the Six Nations. Wait, no, that's the warm-up matches. No, they did lose to everyone except Italy, so I was right. So they beat England in the warm-up matches, but they did lose all the games in the Six Nations except for the Italian one. And yeah, but as soon as the World Cup went underway, Wales looked a lot better. So there was a lot of work obviously done off the field. The Warren Gatland had everybody in camp for quite a long time and really made a massive difference to the team, to be honest. This game will be played in Marseille in France. It's going to be a bit of overcast, potentially a bit wet and greasy conditions. We'll have to see how that goes. Partly cloudy. And yes, a little bit interesting stats here. So Wales actually had a pretty dominant scrum in his pool, but then again, none of the nations were that good, particularly dominant in scrummaging anyway in the Welsh pool. But the Argentina had the worst scrums overall, which was surprising. And the Argentina squad hasn't been dominant even in Rugby Championship, so that's not really surprising. Argentina does have a little bit faster to breakdown at 3.37 seconds, whilst Wales has a slower ruck speed at 5.1 seconds. But Wales do like to kick the ball away a little bit more, 30.8 times. Also, Argentina has really good defender speed and stats at 32.5, but Wales somehow has the highest tackle count at 166.8 tackles per game. So that is really 42 higher than the next on average. So that is ridiculously high for especially a team that won all of their matches. You would expect the tackle count to be like maybe under 100 on average, because you're like dominating a lot of the matches, you're controlling the matches, and to be on the receiving end of it for most of that. Says some very interesting things about Wales and the way they play. So let's have a look at the lineup from the two teams. So first up in the front rows, we got Gareth Thomas, Ryan Elias, and Thomas Francis coming in for the tie. For the front rowers for Wales. I thought Thomas Francis has really improved a lot in the Rugby World Cup. He was struggling a lot in the Six Nations, and he looked much better so far in the World Cup. So this will be a great opportunity for him to extend that growth that he's been, showing. For the Argentinians, we've got Thomas Gaggio, Julian Montoya, and Francisco Cordella. Gomez Cordella comes in at the tight head prop position. Cordella is a veteran now. I think he's like 30, 37 or something. He's up there in his experience. Whilst Gaggio is a newer guy who broke into the Argentinian side basically due to COVID, and people were breaking COVID bubble, and he was given a chance against the All Blacks in 2021, I think it was. Yeah, 2021. And then ever since he got on the field for that game, he's been holding on to the number 1 jersey with his extremely good running rugby style. He scored a try against the All Blacks on his debut coming off the bench. Shows you how much power this guy has with his running game in the short distance, close to try line as well. But his scrummaging is his weakness. He's not very technical in the scrummaging. He struggled a lot even against just about every opposition. So Thomas Francis might have a bit of an advantage there over him. Julian Montoya will be the captain, and he's world class in as a hooker, and also extremely good at the breakdowns. So that's something to look out for. And in the locker positions, we've got Rio Rollins and Adam Beard, the two, veterans nowadays for Wales. Adam Beard has always been kind of like shoulders to shoulders with Alan Wynne-Jones. Will Rollins has been a guy that's been, really, when he moved overseas, there was a lot of talk about getting him back, breaking they have some restrictions about selections. So it just shows how much his presence is valued by the Welsh team as well. For Argentina, Guido Petty comes in at number 4, and Thomas Lavanini comes in number 5. Thomas Lavanini is one guy that gets a lot of penalties, and again, this game will be very important for him to not give out yellow cards. He's actually improved a lot. His discipline, he used to be a lot worse, especially maybe like 12 months ago. He's much better on his discipline nowadays. Jack Morgan comes in number 6. Tommy Raphael coming in number 7. And Aaron Wainwright comes in number 8 with Falatau being injured. Wainwright gets number 8 jersey despite being a flanker. And also they have basically, 3 flankers on the field. Sorry, obviously they got 2 flankers already. They got 2 open side flankers with Jack Morgan. Normally plays the open side. As the captain now goes move to the blind side. Tommy Raphael comes in number 7. So a bit of interesting setup here for Wales, targeting that breakdown with 2 open side flankers. So yeah, for Argentina, Juan Martin Gonzalez comes in at 6. Number 7, Marcos Crema, and number 8, Francunda Iza for Argentina. The missing link here is obviously what's his name? I can never remember people's name when recording. Pablo Matera. So Pablo Matera is injured and is out for the rest of the tournament. Matera normally plays a 6, and in Argentina, the 6th jersey is the open side jersey. So yeah, Juan Martin Gonzalez will have a big opportunity to prove himself. Marcus Crema is the other guy that's under a lot of penalties, being targeted. He's one that's very prone to yellow cards, sometimes losing his temper, in fact. So yeah, if the Welsh are smart, they might try poke the bear a little bit and see if we can get a yellow card out of him. But he's again improved a lot. He's come off a suspension recently as well. So someone that could potentially be exploited a little bit by the Welsh. We'll see if that's going to happen. In the back line, we've got Gareth Davies, the guy that still gives me nightmares from 2019. He's the reason that the Wallabies lost, not because of the referee, obviously. And he's showed again. Ironically, he played an instrumental part beating the Wallabies. It was easy day for everyone in 2020, but I thought he was really good this year as well, showing that veteran experience. Still has that speed. He almost plays like an TJ Perenara, like the style that he plays, and I really find him quite exciting to watch. Dan Biggar gets put in at number 10. Forget about his pec injuries. Gareth Anscombe is out for at least for another week due to a groin injury. So Dan Biggar, it's once again getting put into the front line. He had a peg injury, 2-3 weeks ago now, 2 rounds ago against Australia. He got injured tackling. It's completely just weird positioning, and he's back and he's okay. But I mean, damn bigger. He probably don't tackle anyway, right? Just stand out of the way and don't make any tackles, and then you'll be fine, I guess. And for Argentina, Thomas Kubeli gets caught in number 9, the experienced veteran with a number 9 jersey. And number 10, Santiago Carreras retains the 10 jersey. Carreras has been a very good fullback for Argentina for a while. And he has been, playing that 10 jersey for maybe a couple of years now for Argentina due to Sanchez being injured. And he's done tremendously for Sanchez. He's a very good attacking style player. But if you put him under pressure, he will struggle with his passing. Yeah, so he struggled a lot under the rush defense against the Springboks. And even against England, he will struggle a bit. So that's a weakness that Wales will have to exploit. Maybe that Wales will have to exploit. Thomas Kubeli, again, I don't think Thomas Kubeli and Carreras has played a lot recently. So I think Michael Cheika has that experience factor to bring in to support Carreras a little bit, especially when he's under pressure in big matches like this. Number 11, Josh Adams for Wales. Lions player as good as you can get. Mateo Carreras has shown his worth in gold in the final match against Japan, scoring 3 tries. And like it was unbelievable, the best performance in his career. So he's gonna use that, hopefully to bring a bit of that momentum into this game for Argentina. Number 12 here is the key players for both sides of the equation. Nick Tompkins plays for the Saracens, the winners for the English Premiership. He is absolute monster for Wales. Like the work rate that this guy brings is astronomical. He sometimes he makes more tackles than he'll top tackle count just about almost every game for Wales. He's absolute monster. His offload game is impeccable, and he's just strong carrier. Creates a lot of space for his players around him. He's really, really, really good. Santiago Chocobares has been given the 12 jersey due to injuries, so he hasn't really had that many games at a 12 jersey as a start, but he's shown that he's got the power, the strength, and the athleticism against Japan with that opening try. So this will be a huge challenge for him, but he definitely has the physical prowess to do so. George North gets number 13 once again against Lucio Cinti. George North has been a veteran nowadays, and I don't know what I think about him. I can't really tell if he's better or worse than he was before, but George North, veteran, not too much to say. Cinti as well has been getting that number 13 jersey quite frequently nowadays for Argentina, and he has been quite solid in that 13 jersey, playing his role, creating space out wide, and he's been doing that quite well recently. And the number 14 jersey, the two speedsters, I guess you can call it. Reece Zammit is one of the interesting thing, like we talked about just before. Wales makes about more tackles than any other team in the world, and how do they score all the points and win their games? A lot of that comes from kicking game, and comes from scrap play, broken play, and comes from Reece Zammit being able to pull like miracle tries, so to speak, individual talent, kick and chase sort of style to get Wales on the ball. So Wales has a lot of their tries come from very quick turnarounds, and and Reece Zammit is one of the it's at the forefront of that weapon. If you look at the game against Portugal, against Georgia, if you Reece Zammit scored 3 tries. If you take it out, and all 3 tries are basically his individual performance tries. Like he just, did his thing, kicked the ball behind and chased it down with his speed. And if you take out those 3 tries, the match would have been like a 3-point difference or something. Like it was very, very. If Reece Zammit played a huge part in the point difference, and all 3 tries were like just him being incredibly good. Yeah, so he's an incredibly dangerous weapon for Wales this weekend. Emiliano Boffelli is the goal kicker for Argentina, also incredibly good winger himself, and as good as you can get as well for Argentina. Matthew Carreras at number 11 showed a bit of a X factor in the Japanese game. So yeah, we'll have to see how he matches up with Reese Zamet. Liam Williams comes at 15 and Juan Cruz Malia 15 as well. Both are extremely good under the high ball, and I think Wales will play more of a high ball kicking game, whereas Argentina will play more of a like low trajectory style kicking game. So there'll be two styles of kicking game that will be presented this week, and I think Wales will be obviously more happy to play, to play a kicking game due to the way that they like to counter attack with Reese Zamet. In the reserves now, we got Louis Lake comes in number 16. Corey Domachowski comes in number 17. I don't know who this guy is actually. Dylan Lewis comes in number 18 for the Welsh. Augustine Creevy, the veteran, comes in at number 16. Joe Scalvi, number 17. And Eduardo Bello comes in at number 18. Three guys who has been very good coming off the bench for Argentina. Creevy has bringing a lot of that experience off the bench. He only gets about 15 minutes coming off the bench, and it's just all like bulldozing power in 50 minutes straight, and very, very exciting. David Jenkins comes in number 19. Matias Alimento, number 19 for Argentina. Chris Chuenza comes in number 20 for Wales. And Rodrigo Bruni comes in number 20 for Argentina. I'm pretty sure Chuenza is a lock. So, and Jenkins is another fly half? I'm sorry, another flanker? Does it say? Lock. Okay, so Wales has two locks here, right? What? Is this guy playing I'm pretty sure he's a lock. 198 centimeters. Pretty sure he's a lock. So Wales got two locks on the bench. Rodrigo Bruni is definitely number 8. Matias Alemano is a lock. So wow, that's an interesting setup for Warren Gatland there. Two locks on the bench. Tomo Williams comes in number 21 as a halfback reserve for Wales. Lataro Baza Velez comes in number 21 for the Argentina. Number 9 reserve, Sam Costello. Yeah, he's the guy that's the guy. He's the guy that played exceptionally well, impeccable kicking, goal kicking as well against Georgia. Very impressive. This will be a huge match for him if he gets some game time on the field. And then he's up against the veteran Nicolas Sanchez. Got his 100th test cap only a few rounds ago. And this will be huge. He will be coming off the bench to just kick 1 or 2 winning goals at the end to try to close out the game for Argentina. Maybe even a drop goal from Nicolas Sanchez. And finally, Rio Dyer gets number 23 spot, and Matias Moroni for Argentina as an extra center. Rio Dyer is a winger, so Warren Gatland has opted for an extra winger. I guess Dyer has a lot of utility, but I'm pretty sure he's a winger. And that's a really interesting... Yeah, that's really interesting bench selections for Warren Gatland. I mean, it's pretty normal to have an extra center. This is a pretty standard setup for, 1 loose forward, 1 lock, 1 center, but additional winger here and 2 locks on the bench. Very interesting. Very interesting. I think, interesting. I think one of the locks would go on as a blindside flanker at some point in the second half, but still, very interesting selections. My predictions for this game, I think Wales will win this one, unfortunately. Argentina hasn't been performing under pressure games, and the style that Warren Gatland brings with the kicking game is just something that I don't think Argentina, and also the defense that Wales is going to bring is just, plays really poorly. I guess Argentina plays really poorly into that style. It's almost like how it's pretty much almost how England beat. It's exactly how England beat Argentina with just defense and then kicking game, defense and kicking game, playing the territory game, something that Wales want to do, and I think Wales will win. It's not going to be a huge win, I think Wales probably just gonna win like 15 points to 10. Yeah, over Argentina. And yeah, it's gonna be just disappointing for the Southern Hemisphere, but that's my prediction. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I do think that um yeah, I think that Argentina may have to, if Argentina wants to win this game, in my opinion, they will have to put Sanchez on the field early. That's my opinion, because the kicking game just doesn't suit Carrera's style at all. Because Carreras likes to play an open running style, and then if Warren Gallen don't give him the opportunity to play that, he's just not gonna be like very effective at all. So they just have to I think they might have to bring on Sanchez early, like maybe at halftime, if things don't to try to balance out the scale a little bit with the kicking game. And yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and thanks to all the guys who support me financially with donations and membership and Patreon. I do appreciate that as well. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys for more reviews later. Have a good one. Cheers.